How do you know when you're looking at antique chairs, which ones are worth it to buy and which ones you should pass up? Hi, I'm Wendy Conklin, the chair stylist and founder of Chair Whimsy, and I'm going to talk to you today about the 3 things that I look for when I'm searching for antique chairs. So I'm going to talk about 3 things that you want to look for. You want to look for the size of the chair, the shape of the chair, and the age of the chair. These are the 3 things that you want to consider. So first, let's talk about the size of the chair. Now, if you take this chair, for example, it's a beautiful chair and I redid it, but I get clients asking me all the time, can you make dining chairs just like this for me? Using this frame, and I can't, because if you look at how short those legs are, that gives you a clue as to this chair is not going to work at a dining room table or at a desk, or at any kind of table for that matter. This would be a better chair for maybe a bedroom as a side sitting chair or even in your living space, but definitely not at a table. So be sure to ask, how tall is the seat of the chair? Now you can always add an inch or 2 to the seat, but these seats on this style of chair are way too low to work at all at a dining table. Trust me, your chin would be right here on the table. You also want to think about the size of the seat when redoing an antique chair. So these super cute chairs, they are adorable chairs, but the seat is really small. And so you want to measure across the seat to see, is this wide enough? Is it deep enough for someone to be able to sit on, like your big teenage son? He may not be comfortable in a seat like this. Most antique chairs were built very small. So take into consideration how small the seat is. When you have a settee and you're wanting to put it at a dining table, kind of like I have for mine right behind me, you need an extra long settee. And the reason why you need that is if you're pushing it up to a table, you need to be able to get in and out of the table. You need to be able to slide your body in and slide your body out. Because to pick up a settee and move it back so you can get out from the table just doesn't work. So this settee that I have in the picture is a very short settee. It won't give you very much space because the arms are going to block the space for you to be able to get in and out of the table. So you're mostly going to want an oval or a circular table. I have a circular one right here that's sitting with my settee, and that works great. But beware of the really short settees and know that they're not going to work great at any kind of kitchen or dining room table. The next thing you want to consider is the shape of the chair. So when I see a chair like this, I don't worry about how it looks. I know that it's going to be dirty, it's going to be lumpy, it's going to be dingy, and it probably needs a pretty good cleaning, and it needs to be completely redone. I don't worry about those things. I have trained my eye to picture this chair and just see the frame only. I know I can redo it. I know I can make it fabulous with some updated fabric. I am only thinking about the frame. And my question to myself is, do I love that frame? Well, I happen to really love this one. It has a real unique braided detail along the bottom, kind of a scalloped braid. It has a beautiful detail at the top. I love French and Victorian chairs, so I can train my eye to ignore the dirtiness of this chair. This next chair was old. It was kind of painted in olive green that was peeling off. And I didn't worry about this chair because I knew I liked the shape. And I've trained my eye to look at this curvy French look and say, oh yeah, I want that chair. So I don't worry about what it looks like. If it's stained, that's fine because I know I can change those things. I cannot change the shape of the chair. And finally, when I saw this pair of chairs, it's a very dated 90s look, right? Or maybe even the 80s. Little scary with the fabric, But I knew that that didn't matter because I loved the curvy legs. I loved the round oval top with the little carved detail on the top. And I knew that that purple striped fabric could be changed and I could paint the chairs. So it's not anything that I worried about at all. Now, when I see a chair like this and it has tufted buttons on it, I don't mind this at all because I know I'm going to take it out and I'm not going to tuft the buttons anymore. That was something to me that was done a long time ago, and I wanted a more updated look on this. So I'm looking at the shape and I think, oh, I love this shape. It's darling. But remember, it is small on the seat, so you got to be careful of that. This next one is so cute. It is called a shield back chair. This shield back chair is kind of saggy in some parts. Some of the tufted buttons have come out and come loose, but I didn't mind that. I'm only thinking about the shape, and I like the shield back shape. So I decided, ooh, I'm going to get this chair. And finally, this cute French chair that I see here is just adorable. It has fluted legs, really beautiful carvings, but I didn't worry that it was stained all over the seat because I know that I can change those kind of things, but I can't change the shape of the chair. Now, a couple things you want to avoid when you're a beginner at upholstery. Avoid chairs that have a curved back on them. These are going to be very, very difficult type chairs. Any kind of barrel chair, you need to save that for a future project that you'll be able to tackle at that time. But don't ever start out on that kind of chair. You want to start out with a chair that you can actually finish. A curved back chair is often going to involve some kind of sewing seams, and it's also going to involve some very detailed release cuts that you're going to have to make in the back as you're trying to pull it down, or otherwise it's not going to smooth out. So my advice to you is to avoid the curved back chair at first. Save them for another day when you're more experienced and you can definitely tackle these kind of chairs. And finally, you're going to want to think about the age of the chair. A lot of antique chairs are a little bit brittle. You can make a lot of repairs to the chairs, and I definitely do make a lot of repairs when I'm working with antique chairs because they seem to get a little wobbly. You can repair those things, but you also want to think about the size of the people that are going to be sitting on these chairs. If you have family members that are really large people, you're not going to want them to sit on dainty little chairs like this that are antiques. That wood is not going to be strong enough for your very large relatives. So be super careful about the age of your chair and how much use it's going to get, because there definitely is a shelf life to your antique chairs. Now, this chair I actually have in my own living room. It is over 100 years old and it is super sturdy. It is thick. It's got really great legs. It's got a great seat base. It doesn't matter the size of the person that sits in this chair. It's going to be able to hold them up. So when you're considering antique chairs and you're hunting them down because you love to do that kind of thing, and be careful because it's a big addiction. When you're looking for these, you want to think about the size of the chair, the shape of the chair, and the age of the chair. If you think about these things, that's going to solve the pitfalls of you making a mistake and wasting a lot of money on some chairs that really don't need to be redone. If you like this episode, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell button so that you are notified for every episode that comes out. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. You might also enjoy my antique chair styling guide. I'm going to give you all kinds of tips and tricks, and you're going to get inspired with the way that I've done these before and afters. See you soon, friends.